Good afternoon, folks. This is Chris McCoy from Hands-On Rapid Prototyping, and I want to give you a lecture that we used to teach in class, but we think it's better suited for de-flipped classrooms. So without further ado, we're going to get started. So this lecture is really based on 4D prototyping, aka a video, how to create a viral video, and then also we talk a little bit about A/B testing. So anyhow, we're gonna jump right in. Some of you had a chance to participate in the slide deck slam. Thank you, David Fogel, for helping us with those slide decks. We're gonna start with a video, and that video is going to play right now for you.
Go in the water. And there he is, the hero pig.
Now you're probably wondering, why in the heck did Chris just show us that video in Hands-On Rapid Prototyping? And I'm going to explain it to you. But first off, maybe some of you have seen this video before. What's really interesting is that it actually went viral. As you can see, it has almost 10 million views. And the other aspect of this particular video is 100% fabricated. And so now we're going to watch a short video by good old Nathan, the guy who talks about C's get degrees and business school and makes a hilarious show on Comedy Central. But anyhow, this is how he created that viral video, which got broadcast on national TV and what have you. So we're going to watch that video now.
My mission was to make Oak Glen Petting Zoo a destination. What they needed was a star animal. The plan? To create a hero pig by staging a viral video in which he rescues a baby goat from drowning.
Oh, okay.
So I think if you had a video like that, people would come from places as foreign as Japan, and even more foreign like China, just to see your hero pig.
That would be great.
The first step was picking our animals. Vince would be our hero pig, and Gangster the goat would be our victim. The zoo had a large trout pond, so this would be the setting for our rescue. But when I brought Vince near the water, I realized he was an incredible coward. Okay. So we hired some animal handlers to bring in a professional movie pig that looked identical to Vince. The question now was, how do we get a pig to rescue a goat on camera? Answer, you can't. So I decided to have two scuba divers secretly submerged beneath the animals, guiding the pig towards the goat to make it look like a real rescue. During the first couple attempts, the pig kept slipping out of the divers' hands. So we decided to build an underwater track out of PVC to guide the pig, like a bowling ball going down a bumper lane. This worked a lot better, and I was hopeful it would fool the internet audience into believing this video was real. But as the amount of people involved began to grow, including animal trainers, stuntmen, and Humane Society reps, I started to get worried. After all, word couldn't get out that this was fake, or it would be a disastrous scandal for Oak Glen. So I asked everyone on set to sign non-disclosure agreements stating that they swore not to tell anyone the rescue was fake, or else they would face the death penalty. Even though my lawyer said the death penalty clause was not enforceable, I still wanted to leave it in there so people knew how serious I was. And after several failed attempts, we finally got the rescue on tape.
So, as you can see here, that was an abbreviated version of the Nathan For You show. And obviously, we would never expect any students to go to that length of detail to create a viral video. But you can see that it can be done. And if you look at Reddit, you can actually see this thing went crazy, right? Pig rescues baby goat who's stuck in the water. They had no idea that this was actually a fully concocted video. And as I mentioned earlier, this was definitely on national news, and it got picked up by national news. And I don't think any of the Oak Glen Zoo, owners or anybody else really suffered any negative consequences from it. If anything, hopefully it brought more people to their zoo. It would be really interesting to know. But anyway, maybe that's for homework for you folks to figure out. But anyway, so how does this really factor into the rapid innovation cycle, right? So we talked about, 3D printing, hardware prototyping, and so forth, and we also looked at software prototyping like pop apps. But sometimes faking the experience or faking the solution is almost as good, if not better, than the actual thing. And in this case, this was this hero pig concocted in a video that looked very much like a very genuine video. So I'm going to show you another video that went viral, and
Hi,
this
I'm
was
Mike,
pretty amazing.
Founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are f***ing great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis. And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, Pop-Up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
I'm no Vanderbilt, but this train makes hay. So stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
I know karate, I know jiu-jitsu and drive like a gangster when I'm coming to see you, see you, see you, see you.
So don't quote me, but I want to say that that particular company, Dollar Shave Club, was bought by Procter and Gamble or one of these big consumer products conglomerates for over $1 billion, mainly for the branding and also turning a hardware product into a sort of software as a service sort of business model, right? A repeat, club-based service. So pretty cool, and that video definitely went viral. And you may have seen at about a minute in, one of the folks in the video was actually holding Eric Ries's Lean Startup book, which I thought was pretty awesome. So anyhow, you can see that, if you look at it, just even 0.1% of the 22 million views were converted into paying customers at whatever it was, $20 a month, 22.1 times 20. That's pretty good money per month, right? So anyway, how do you actually create a video of this type of quality? And so as humans, we're sort of very inclined to follow stories, right? To sit by a fire, and we're good at this kind of stuff, right? So the whole goal is to tell a story, draw it out with visuals in a video format. You folks are pros at this. You're young and you're used to all the technology and your cell phones and recording and all that other stuff. And in terms of editing, it doesn't have to be all that sophisticated. You can actually use Apple iMovie on your cell phones, on your MacBooks, and there's other editing tools on PCs. And in terms of animation, it can be as easy as using PowerPoint just to do animations with screen capture, just like I'm doing now in this video, right? And if you aren't so convinced on storytelling, or if you don't know really how it's done, there's a great talk on TED by Andrew Stanton called "The Clues to a Great Story," and he was one of the creators of Finding Nemo and a lot of the Pixar films. So anyhow, I encourage you to watch that short video. The other thing that you can do on your own time is to use the Crazy Eights methodology as mentioned in, I believe it's the Google Sprinting book. And really the idea here is to take up a piece of paper, fold it into eighths, and then with a Sharpie marker, and it's important that it's a Sharpie marker, sketch out 8 scenes, right? And those 8 scenes are going to be sort of the baseline of your story. And what they say is to time bin it, right? So make sure you do this in a very fixed amount of time, say 2 minutes. That would give you roughly maybe do it in 4 minutes. That gives you 30 seconds per screen, right? And this will help you really focus on the core essentials of your story. Okay, so again, that's Crazy Eights, and there's a link here that you can go and check that out. In terms of getting the word out, there's viral marketing. Obviously that's viral. Not kind of out of your control, but really viral boils down to finding a way to make it easily shareable. There's paid advertisements, which some of you have done in your software prototypes. You can obviously hire call centers and sales teams. In the outsourcing lecture, we talked about, Upwork, formerly Odesk, and Amazon Mechanical Turk, which you can hire people there. There's other websites. I even think Olark has customer service and things like that. But anyhow, that might get a bit expensive. Content marketing like HubSpot, email marketing again, HubSpot, search engine optimization. Right. This takes more time, but this is how you optimize your website such that it's friendly to search engines like Google. And then lastly, A/B testing and analytics, right? You could start to just do experiments with various landing pages that would resonate with your audience, right? And so A/B testing, we're going to walk you through that very quickly. I would say that Amazon.com was made famous, or kind of made this concept of A/B testing famous, right? Because they could just send half their traffic one way and half their traffic other way, and whichever page had the best conversions, they would start shifting and morphing their web pages to look like the higher performing page. There's other companies like Optimizely that do the same thing. So anyway, here's A/B testing, right? So if you figure the production website is the one on the left, and we have these little black dots to indicate total traffic going to that site. So that's 100% of the traffic going to A, right? Now, if you were to switch that up and say, okay, we're going to send 99% to production and 1% to test out this new layout, right? You've probably gone to Google many times, logged in, but if you were to go to look at your mother or your father's Google landing page, it's probably going to look different than yours. Same with Amazon. Everybody's landing page is ideally customized to them based on algorithms and this sort of A/B testing and probably automated A/B testing that happens. So here you go. You send 1% to test out some risky content. If there's some interesting performance characteristics, the user behavior on those screens is promising, they'll start sending more traffic over. So now you have 10% of the traffic going that way, right? Just in case there's some terrible situation where they have to minimize the damage caused by a bug or some sort of bad content that was posted. If they still keep getting good results and the response is high, they'll send half the traffic to B, right? And so really depending on how it all goes, now they're really starting to get some good data on both an A site and a B site, and they can optimize their traffic and their users' experience carefully. And then if they figure out that B is the best performing site, they'll put it into production, right? So that's A/B testing in a nutshell. Again, that is just the sort of high-level concept. Google Analytics and other Google tools can help you do this. Like I said, Optimizely will also help you with this sort of thing on your landing page. So anyhow, automatic rollback in case there's any sort of problem with whatever you did on your B site. You always kind of keep versions of things that worked. That way you can minimize major headaches if something comes up that you didn't foresee. So that's pretty much it for this video. We covered Demo Day 2018 in class last time, and there's a link that we can add here into the comments, so we won't go over it. But you do have a 1-minute pitch, and if you feel like having some pitch guidance, this is adapted from Drew Isaacs. His course on opportunity recognition. I think he pulled it from Geoffrey Moore's Crossing the Chasm, but this whole pitch is really broken down into 4: who is your target customer, what's their customer need, the name of the product and the service is a recognized product category that has a number of key benefits. Unlike is this sort of keyword that sort of distinguishes you from everybody else that's out there. And then lastly, your solution, what does it do? So for in my case, 4 UC Berkeley students who want to learn about the entrepreneurial mindsets and tools around rapid prototyping, the hands-on rapid prototyping class in the Haas School of Business help students through this whole journey using the rapid innovation cycle, right? And they go from 0 to prototype in less than 8 weeks or 5 weeks for the MBA. unlike traditional business courses, which are often taught with the case study method, the hands-on rapid prototyping course is unequivocally hands-on, starting every class with a 5-minute hands-on activity, and we bring in 3D printers and software prototyping tools for everybody to build their own products and services. See how that works? Pretty easy, right? So that's that. You can also talk a little bit about, and actually what we would encourage you to do is sort of maybe give people a teaser about your rapid innovation cycle journey, and maybe say that you have some pretty killer results that you'd like to share with them at your poster. Again, these are all options, and you can go through here and you can decide if any of these sort of details will help you stick to your 1-minute pitch. But that's it. That was looks like we're about 11 minutes into this, so I'm going to stop now, and hopefully you enjoyed this 4D prototyping and A/B testing video with a little bit of demo day background. Thank you all. Hands-on rapid prototyping. Go Bears!